Hey guys, welcome back. This is the follow-up video to how does MSNBC react to this story? Give us a comment down below, like and subscribe, and let's get into this.
Jill, let's start with you. Important to note, several legal steps before a defendant is considered indicted. Walk us through those steps. And if there is indeed an indictment, how do you expect Trump to proceed?
Let me start with that second part of it, which is if he is indicted, I expect him to self-surrender. He will not be arrested. As he said, illegal leaks say that I'm going to be arrested on Tuesday. I guarantee you there will be no arrest procedure and that the only leaks came from him. In terms of the process, the grand jury will determine, based on the facts and the law as explained to them by the DA, whether to indict or not. Once he's indicted and the arrangements are made for him to surrender, he will be fingerprinted, he will have a mugshot taken, and an arraignment will be arranged. I also don't expect that there will be any bail required, that he'd be released on his own recognizance, but there may be some restrictions on his activities. Speech is not normally restrained, but in this case where he has basically said protest, and we know that based on January 6th that the protest.
Okay, so right before we'll continue more, but I can already see what they're doing here. What they're doing is they're preparing. They know that they got nothing on him, but what they want to do is try to get him for. He's trying to create another January 6th.
Yeah. Well, they've already found him guilty. There's no question. You notice they don't question it. It's like, is this even right for them to do this? Have they ever thought about doing this to another president? Do they ask that question? Absolutely not, because this is Donald Trump, enemy of liberal bias, and it's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, if he did do a major crime or something, besides murder somebody or whatever, or they caught him on treason, I'd say haul him in. I'd say to about anybody. But I mean, we're dealing with the president, and it gets me is the crap that they're going after him. What Clinton do? Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton. I mean, he lied under oath, and nothing. Zippo, and these guys are going at it like the OJ trial, how they went after. It's just like, okay, we're going to pay attention to all the facts because we're all legal scholars over here. Brain trust on MSNBC. And they talk seriously to try to make it serious, something that's actually laughable.
Use social media for that purpose.
Let's see what else she goes into.
And then a trial date will be set, and discovery will be had, and there will be a trial. And under all the rules of due process that he is entitled to, the evidence will be presented. And I think that based on what we have seen so far, that there is a very strong case and a very high probability
I want to see the one in the orange talk.
All right, we're going to come back to that
question.
A man? I promise you. It strikes me that on Friday we had NBC News reporting that multiple law enforcement agencies were preparing for the possibility. Tell me what your sources are telling you about what that could look like.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually in response to that NBC report that Trump went to Truth Social and decided he was going to send out a post. I think it kind of reflects the anxiety in Trump world right now, and especially with Trump himself. They like to make a big point about how, this is going to help his campaign, it's going to bring in campaign financing dollars. It probably will. But I think there is an element here where Trump is genuinely afraid. And the fact that he's going on Truth Social and now calling for protests, I think that is something that law enforcement is going to take very seriously. We've heard already that the Secret Service is taking that very seriously. They don't want to repeat on January 6th. And the fact that it has basically echoes and undertones of January 6th, I think, has put the Secret Service especially on fire.
So they're going to probably use this as a two-sided thing. They're going to use it as also like let's give it a reason to bolster up DC's defenses.
About holding Trump accountable earlier today on MSNBC. Take a listen.
I'd love to see a riot.
Today was a friend of mine
real
for
one.
lunch.
They'll probably start one.
Super bright guy, well-educated. And his comment to me was very similar to what the question that you're asking.
This dude.
How is it that this ticky-tock type of a case is going to be the first impression that we have as Americans for a president to be indicted? First time in U.S. history. Again, the answer is the law is the law. The same way under the Al Capone theory. They couldn't get him for murder, racketeering, extortion. They couldn't get him for bootlegging or any of the other crimes. They got him for this because, rest assured, Alvin Bragg is not making a mistake.
Jennifer, I want to know if you agree with that analysis, but I also want to make sure I get you in on what we have heard from Republicans, from Kevin McCarthy to Mike Pence.
Well, starting with that, it's reprehensible. They know exactly what happened on January 6th. They know that this is a call to their most extreme supporters. Now, I think they're going to be badly disappointed because many of those supporters are in jail right now. This has not been building. There's no big lead up to organize this. So whatever protests break out, I certainly hope and expect would be very sporadic and very small. So he may be embarrassed, frankly, after having called for people to protest. As far as McCarthy and the others, it is really reprehensible. They certainly know, what has transpired before. Are they joining in inciting a riot? My goodness, Mike Pence was the one whose life was put in jeopardy.
So
and
that's
he's the one who is now trying to suggest that this is a political prosecution that is somehow improper in some fashion. So all of those Republicans who are speaking out are really acting just as they did on January 6th, which is spamming a lie, inciting potential violence.
That's right.
Okay. I think we know where MSNBC is going.
I'm so
with this.
surprised, actually. I'm rather shocked. I really thought that they would jump Big Trump's defense. I was counting on him. I'm a little disappointed. I think they ought to treat January 6th like Black Lives Matter shopping parties that they had throughout America and how they treated the police stations. Yeah. You don't hear them. They talk about him and that, and they don't talk about the Democrats in California and around in Congress and such, egging them on. A little communist from New York up there egging them on. We're really seeing the dividing line in this country of what's happening, and it's not a little fracture; it's a major fracture going on, and one side's going to come out on top on this because it's. I think like the Republican Party would like to see Trump go away as far as in the leadership of the establishment, McCarthy and such and others. I think they'd like to see him go away because they don't want the trouble. They'd rather so they could put somebody in there who's just like the other guys, and we end up in the same spot as we are do with the Democrats, but just a little slower. And Trump's a threat to them. And this whole thing about the tie into January 6th, this is how they're trying to fan the flames.
Yep, and that's what I'm noticing too. This is all feeding back because he used the word protest to fan the flames. But you know what? I have a weird feeling that Trump chose the word protest specifically right there. He knows that he's not going to get arrested, so therefore there's going to be no protest. But what he did is he knew he used the word protest. Therefore, CNN, MSNBC, and all the other alphabets
jump on it.
They're going to jump on it and say, he's trying to start another January 6th, pitchforks. And they go out there.
Well, the only ones that'll show up would be Antifa and Black Lives Matter groups, right? So they start going out and doing some damage. Trying
nobody
to find some MAGA hats for FBI.
What'll happen is because CNN and MSNBC are saying all of this, that's going to cause the people that would vote for Trump to be like, oh, we're doing this. Let's vote for him again. It just gets them more riled up to vote for him more than anything.
What's that? Any press is good press.
Right. Trump's Trump is the master at taking at utilizing only bad press.
That's all they're going to give him
because that's what they're going to give him. So he's like, okay, fine. Our marketing strategy is just bad press. Let's go.
Yeah, what was that? King, whatever he touched turned to gold.
Midas.
Midas, Midas touch, right? Every he touched turned to gold, and Trump's kind of in the same boat, because he's not getting good press, and he's not going to get good press. Even Fox.
Right.
They clearly lost so much credibility.
Yeah. 100%.
And
it was just interesting to see the difference in direction. Fox went the legal route. Is this even a story? Versus
they're covering their CYA because there's a lot of conservatives still and Republicans who like Trump, who watch Fox because they don't have a whole lot of other choices.
Correct.
And they want to see some news on there, and they don't want to run all them off because they've already lost enough. I mean, not as much as CNN has or MSNBC, but they really have shot themselves in the foot.
Yep. All right, guys, if you like this, comment down below. Tell us what you guys think. Like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.
Semper Fi.